Welcome to another episode of TeeVo and the Beard.
You can't see us, but I'm TeeVo, and that is the Beard.
And this episode, again, has been brought to you by lunch.
Yes.
If you're hungry, eat something.
Yes. Anything.
Anything.
Because we promote good health.
Yeah.
And to have good health, you must eat.
So, talking about
Anything.
good health, I have a pile of grease on my plate and a pile of sugar beside me.
I was eating a pile of grease.
Yep.
And I only have a pile of sugar.
So, yes, everybody else, eat healthy.
So, you had a icebreaker for me this time around.
I do. First, though, I want to announce to our listeners here, because some people will listen to our show in the background, playing on YouTube.
Yes.
Not necessarily watching the still image the entire time, and I don't blame them.
No, I don't either.
But you might, towards the end of this episode, you might want to switch back to the tab that this is playing on, because we're going to have a little video at the end of an arm wrestling challenge between me and TeeVo for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. So definitely.
No, I am unfamiliar with this. So explain the full thing.
So Make-A-Wish Foundation for the month of April it's if you go to wish.org/challenge, you can read more about it, of course. But they have you do an arm wrestling challenge where you put something sticky, sweet, nasty, whatever, on either side.
What are you, Def Leppard?
Yes. Sticky. Okay, I see. So if you have cherry pie, use it. So in that way, the loser's arm goes into the sticky thing. We have.
So it's gonna be hot, sticky, sweet.
Well, no, this is gonna be cold, sticky, sweet. It's a yogurt parfait with what I assume
it's peaches.
It's peaches. Oh,
I think it's peaches.
Pineapples. Yeah, it's probably peaches.
Looks a little more orange to be pineapple.
And we'll take the hard things out.
Oh.
Okay, but we also have, because I don't know where this came from, but it looks interesting. That's not the one. Grape wine jelly. So I was thinking about pouring a little bit of this on top of it to make it a little extra sticky when somebody lands in it. And then the winner of the arm wrestling challenge donates some money to the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and the loser has to donate double that amount.
Okay.
So I'm going to donate $1 million if I win. No, it'll be an undisclosed amount there, because we try to be modest here.
Yes.
And then, of course, you put out the challenge to other people.
But you I didn't know anything about this when you told me.
Mm-hmm.
You simply just said we're arm wrestling. I was like,
yeah,
fine.
Yeah.
But you, so who else is doing this?
John Cena is the biggest name.
John.
Doing it.
Well, how do you know? You can't see him.
Exactly. And they should have used that to their benefit on the website. But I actually, and I'm normally not big on promoting big YouTube stars and podcasts, stuff like that. But Good Mythical Morning.
Okay.
I saw them do it, and I was like, that's actually, it's for a good cause. It's fun, so everybody wins.
One thing I gotta ask: did John Cena win?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and then they challenged a couple people. I haven't watched to see if anybody else has followed up, because you challenge 2 or 3 people afterwards.
Well, then sometimes it becomes muddled, like the ice bucket thing.
Yes. Yeah.
Where people were more or less just dumping ice on themselves,
right,
rather than doing the actual thing.
Yeah, because this, you do the arm wrestling, and then both people end up donating money.
Yes.
So Make-A-Wish Foundation does benefit.
So please continue to do that instead of just getting hot, sticky, and sweet.
Exactly.
From your head to your knees.
I thought it was your head to your feet. Somebody will correct us on that.
Yeah. I'm not meant to be an expert on Def Leppard.
Then they're gonna say, well, actually, it was da 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 da.
And then we'll of course be like, all right.
Yeah. No, we have no problem being wrong. Yeah. It's smiling at us.
Oh.
I'll have to make sure to take a picture of that for
that's nice.
Twitter or something. It knows what's coming. So
that's nice.
It's an evil smile. So my icebreaker for you is about childhood trauma.
Okay.
So we're gonna get deep here, but not really.
What made you think of this?
Well, I saw I was watching the YouTube, and I saw people talking about what sort of movies and TV shows they found scary growing up.
Okay.
But then when they were younger, and then they look at it now and realize there was nothing to be scared about. So not like Poltergeist or something like that, where it's a horror movie meant to terrify you. And even some adults.
Then again, I'm sure there are people who probably watched Poltergeist later. It was like, oh.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you look at the special effects and all that.
Yes.
But just stuff that, in fact, I'll I'll go first to kind of give you an idea of what I was thinking. And one of the ones that will always stay in my memory because of how much it has changed, my opinion has changed throughout the years, is the 1980s movie musical Little Shop of Horrors, starring Rick Moranis.
Okay.
When that first came out on VHS, I remember watching it with my family because it's a musical. It's Rick Moranis. It's a comedy. It's technically child friendly.
It's technically, yes.
And I did not sleep after watching that.
What particular part, or just all of it?
Just all of it. I thought a big green plant monster was going to come after me and, make me.
Well, you should always be on the lookout.
It's true. Yeah.
You should always be on the lookout.
So
don't sleep on that.
No. And then you fast forward to when I was in 10th grade and performed in a production of it. And now I have the Blu-ray, I have a t-shirt of it. It's become one of my favorite movie musicals.
You're not scared of it?
Not at all.
No.
And I want to show it to Little Beard, but I'm worried that she's going to have the same reaction that I did.
However, you grew out of it. Maybe
Right.
You need later, should she be traumatized,
Yeah.
you need to put up a production.
Exactly, yeah.
And then show, see,
if you are literally, because when I was in the production, I was a puppeteer for the big green plant for Audrey too. So I became my fear and overcame it.
Okay. How many did you want to share?
I was just thinking maybe 2 each.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll go with Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Okay.
Now, this is not the umbrella of the whole show, because certain episodes still scare me.
Right, yeah.
Like the dark music, dark radio thing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know the episode where the haunted basement where music plays, then the creepy door opens and something weird pops out?
Yeah.
There is one image that still scares me. It's of a doll-like monster. Still freaky.
Yeah.
So we're not counting that episode.
No.
I mean, I know it's fake now as an adult.
Right, yeah.
But I'm still scared of it.
Mm-hmm.
The episode in particular I thought of was the Dead Man Float.
Okay.
Which, incidentally, is listed as one of the scariest Are You Afraid of the Darks.
And it's the one that you don't mind now.
Well, it was scary
Well,
when
at
I
the time,
first saw it.
Yeah.
I think I just don't mind it anymore. I still recognize the story is still scary. For those who don't know what Are You Afraid of the Dark is, I don't have time to explain it.
That's another episode, right?
So I will just explain the episode.
Mm-hmm.
The story was that there's a pool in this high school. It's haunted by a demon. And at the end, you finally get to see the demon. Because throughout the episode, you're just seeing people drown. You're seeing an ominous figure.
Right.
I.e. the cameraman.
Yeah.
Creeping up underwater and getting people.
Right. Which as a kid, of course, you don't know.
No, of course not. But at the end, you finally get to see the monster. And it's for a kids horror show, it was really good.
Okay.
It's just now I recognize, I can just appreciate the aesthetics of the monster.
Right.
And, the angles they use to intensify the scare. But I'm not scared of it anymore.
Right.
My second one I thought of is a little half and half.
Okay. Because
as a kid, I was 100% scared of it. Now things in it still creep me out. But again, it's the same type of thing where I'm creeped out, but I really appreciate the aesthetics. Now that I understand this, what I'm talking about, Michael Jackson's Thriller.
Okay. I could do that.
As a kid, between the werewolf, between the zombies, and some of those zombie actors were really good.
Oh, yeah.
Mainly because they were dancers, so they knew how to move their bodies and such. But when they were crawling out the crypt, crawling out the ground, the way they walked,
they hired actual zombies.
It was freaky to me. And again, I sympathize with the girl in the video. Because, all of a sudden, okay, so who's the good guy? I don't know who's the good guy.
Right.
Michael Jackson's not the good guy. He was the werewolf, and now he's a zombie. A well-choreographed zombie.
And then you have Vincent Price doing the voiceover.
Yes.
For this
and at the end, it actually did become a horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
When she runs into the abandoned house, the classic cliche, and they storm in, and that's when all these decrepit bodies who should be decayed are suddenly stronger than a well-nourished person.
Right. Yeah.
But, you know, when they were coming in, they trap her in the corner. They're all approaching her. But then, oh no, it was a dream!
Yeah.
But was it really? So, that unsettled me a lot as a kid.
And, I mean, especially for the time, but even now, the special effects for that video are amazing.
Yeah, they still are.
Yeah.
And that's why I say it's a little half and half. I still get creeped out by some of the makeup.
Yeah.
But
it's a little too good.
But again, it's more I get creeped out. I was like, ooh, that's too good. Like,
Yeah.
ooh, that makeup job's really good. Not like, oh god, monsters are real type thing.
Right, yeah. Because even watching, I mean, the makeup was even better than, like, Walking Dead or something like that. Because Walking Dead is like, oh, it's a person disguised as a zombie.
Yes.
Yes. With Thriller, it's like, they hired a zombie for this.
Yeah.
Don't know how.
Yeah, and so, again, Michael Jackson was very much ahead of his time.
My other one was Dark Crystal. The Jim Henson movie. Which, to people who aren't familiar with Dark Crystal, just saying a Jim Henson movie scared you is enough to make them laugh. But the characters in that, because a lot of people compare it to, like, Labyrinth.
Yes.
Labyrinth was very musical, cartoony almost. Even David Bowie was kind of cartoony in it. So while it had aspects that were kind of creepy, it took you back to a happy place real quickly. Where with Dark Crystal, even the good guys look scary.
Yeah.
So, but that's one where, kind of like you with Thriller, and Are You Afraid of the Dark, I can watch it now and I appreciate the aesthetics of it.
You're not scared of it.
Right. They're still creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're not going, oh god, I can't sleep.
Right.
You can't sleep like, wow, that was really good. How did they do that?
And because of the styles of movie, I would show Little Beard, Little Shop of Horrors first. Because Dark Crystal is a very dense movie, plot-wise and all that. So even besides the special effects. But that was the other one that really stuck out to me. It's like, looking back at it now, I'm like, okay, why were you scared?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like being creeped out, fine, but I mean, like, actual can't sleep scared, which is what I look for in horror movies now and can't find.
Oh, good. Well, good. That should be the standard.
Yeah.
But then again, we've had many talks about horror films and what should be the standard, you know, when is too much camp and whatnot. So
yeah.
I don't know what episode it was, but if you're a loyal listener, you know what we're talking about.
We're looking at you, Wish Upon.
Yeah.
So, I think we should have, our other segment should be weekly Cardi B news.
Yes.
So there's a little...
Since it is that.
Yes.
So update.
Yeah.
She performed on Saturday Night Live last week, and I had to think of the song names. But the first performance, because you know musical guests on Saturday Night Live do 2 performances.
Right.
The second one was "Be Careful," and for those who follow pop culture news, it was the big announcement. But it wasn't big to me because I thought wait, I thought that was a thing. She revealed to the world that yes, indeed, she was pregnant in it.
Okay.
And I was like, I thought that was news.
Yeah.
Like before this. My bad.
So is it that you watched it like on Hulu or something, and so it wasn't on Saturday night when you?
Well, it was. I suppose. But yes, I did. I watched it on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
The next day, I watched it on YouTube the next day.
Okay.
But I thought. Before that, like before the actual live performance, it was, I thought that was news that you are pregnant.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And so if any of our listeners don't stay in the pop culture zeitgeist, they've heard it here first.
Now you know.
Yeah.
But the first performance was a medley of Bodak Yellow and Bartier Cardi.
Okay, I'll pretend like I know what those are.
Those are songs, and I just had to remember them. The news per se is that I'm not going to say I enjoy those songs, but the performance was pretty good to me.
Okay.
So I'll give it that. I just remember going, you know, maybe I'll give at least one of these songs a retry because the performance was actually pretty electric.
Now, is it because of her dancing or outfits?
Outfit, stage presence. I will say girls got stage presence so far.
Okay. Which is lacking in pop music nowadays.
Yes. So, I don't know what made me enjoy the video because I didn't really finish the second performance.
Okay.
I was like, okay, I'm not a fan of this.
Yeah.
And that's when I heard the whole, oh my god, I'm pregnant. Oh, I thought that's...
So,
did I know something that nobody knew?
So you actually felt in the know a little bit.
I did.
You felt young.
I did. But the first one, I will say, good on you.
Okay.
And I guess second news is, so careful planning. She performed Saturday Night Live the day after her debut album drops.
Right.
I listened to it.
Yeah.
I wasn't a fan of a lot of it. Just, hey, if we're just being honest here.
Oh, yeah.
Just being honest. I didn't finish a lot of songs because listen to the first minute, 30 seconds of some. It's like, no, that's not good.
I'm still waiting on one of her fans to, like, comment on our YouTube page or go to twitter.com/TeeVo Podcasting, defend her. Because, I mean, we're not insulting her. We're not, we're just saying she's not our type of music. But, normally a lot of these youngsters,
yes,
they'll jump down the throats of people that aren't fans.
Yes, yes.
We have yet to get that. Come on, fans.
Maybe, and I'm probably jinxing this by saying this, maybe they're sensing that we're not saying we're not fans. We're not bashing someone. We're just saying, hey, we're trying.
Right, yeah. Just not for us.
Not for us. But yes, I listened to the album. Just not for me. The last song, though, titled I Do, is her and SZA.
Okay.
Really like that one.
Now, for those of us really not in the know, who is SZA?
I can't say I'm an expert on SZA either.
But like hip-hop, rap?
More of like a hip-hop, more of the singing kind.
Okay. That's how out of it we are, folks. Hip-hop just got described as the singing kind.
But nonetheless...
You might be whiter than me.
Well...
That's impressive, too.
Well, we'll debate that. We'll debate that.
Yeah.
But...
That throw you off?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
So, before we talk about S.H.I.E.L.D., the other update I have is we will definitely be able to do a Avengers review. I'm going to be seeing it on Saturday the 28th.
I will be seeing it the day it comes out. Yeah. And by the day it comes out, the official day they put on posters, April 27th.
Okay, so on that Friday.
Because they say it comes out April 27th. When are they showing the first shows? April 26th.
Yeah. And the midnight showing will be at 7 p.m. Yeah.
I don't blame them for 7 p.m. shows.
Yeah.
Because those are probably terrible nights for the people who work there.
Oh, yeah, I can only imagine.
Well, I don't know. We've done a couple midnight showings together. And I've done many actual midnight showings in my day. And it's kind of sad because you leave the theater of a movie most likely you enjoyed, and there's all the staff who has to sit there.
Right.
Because unlike when the theater is operating, they're having to clean up or maintain the snacks and maintain everything. Yeah. At a midnight show, they've already done all that.
Yeah, these people are having to basically stay after work to work.
And they can't actually watch the movie with you.
Right.
So they literally have to sit there during this movie and to let you out.
Yeah, cussing us out behind our backs.
Yep. So... having it play during normal operating hours, I'm okay with.
Yeah. I'm going to see it with one of our fans, actually, on the 28th that evening.
I might see it again that day, too. I don't know, just to, make sure I get everything.
So not only will we have a review, it'll be within 72 hours of actually seeing the movie.
Yes. And so we're going to segue into S.H.I.E.L.D. this way. So they have released the synopsis on the episode S.H.I.E.L.D. They are airing that Friday.
Okay.
And in classic S.H.I.E.L.D. It's called Option 2. The synopsis basically says the team is trapped at the lighthouse.
That's it? Nice. So
there's something going on outside. They're trapped. And I'm like, if that's not a segue into what the major... ABC, you know what comes out that day.
Yeah. No,
know.
It's almost like they planned this.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also because they're listed on the cast, there is no Hale in that episode. There's no Ruby, no Von Strucker. There is Talbot. We'll
talk about that.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking, geez, I wonder what's going on outside that you probably can't go outside for.
Yeah. Some sort of invasion, maybe?
Yeah.
So.
But like I said, in classic S.H.I.E.L.D. form, they're not going to course they're not.
Right.
You gotta watch it.
Yeah.
Sillies, you gotta watch it.
So on that, we'll take a quick break, and then we'll come back and talk about this most recent episode.
Yes.
Excuse me, spoiler alert.
And we're back. So initial thoughts from this week's episode.
They keep putting on certain surprises.
Yeah.
They just, we said this all season.
Mm-hmm.
Just when you think you kind of got them pegged.
Yeah, they throw something at you.
They throw something at you.
I will say the last episode and this episode, whoever does the fight choreography has been back at work.
Yes. Yes.
It has been some really good fight scenes.
Well, what helps is seeing, I like seeing behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Natalia Cordova-Buckley put up a couple videos of her behind the scenes of her fight scene with Zach McGowan.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they work very hard.
Yeah.
It's cool to see what not only they do, what the stunt people have to do.
Mm-hmm. I did actually predict one thing in this episode because I try to live tweet
Yes.
as much as I can. With a lot of these episodes, it's very difficult though because you want to watch. Also, we were preempted at this show with the actual breaking news.
We won't have to worry about that.
No, we're not a political podcast at all. But it did have us worried that they wouldn't start the episode on time.
Oh yeah, that was my main concern.
Yeah.
Because I'd say I might as well just not watch this.
Right.
Because there was breaking news that put the show on a 15-minute delay.
About 15 minutes, yeah.
And I was worried. I was like, if you start this show 15 minutes in without seeing the first 15 minutes,
Yeah. Might as well not watch it.
I'm going to watch it tomorrow.
Yeah. That's what Hulu's for.
Yeah.
So when it showed, because it shows the regular stars, and then I noticed lately they do after they put the credits for the stars at the beginning, there's a break, and then it goes to the rest of the co-stars.
Right.
And we got Zach McGowan right at the very end, and I tweeted the Russian versus the cyborg, not knowing they were actually going to get into that fight.
Oh, so you didn't?
Yeah.
See, I was waiting on that.
I was like, I actually predicted something that was going to happen in this episode.
I was waiting on that. And see, I didn't know if she was just posting in general. Here is just.
And see, I didn't know that about the practicing the fight scene.
Yeah. I didn't know if she was just simply posting, hey, here's something to look out for, or hey, this is happening tonight.
Right.
But nonetheless, it was still wonderful to see. But yes, between that fight scene and the Ruby Quake one.
Which went exactly the way we thought it would.
Of course, because it's not the end of the season yet.
Right.
Sillies.
Yeah.
That's how ABC looks at us, silly.
You thought they were going to get into a fight? No. Just wait.
Yes. But nonetheless, it's still, sometimes they pull things that I don't expect.
Yeah.
My other main thought was, so ever since the time travel debacle, or debate, or conundrum,
yeah,
between, basically with the whole, certain characters feel they cannot die.
Right, yeah.
My thing was that there's fixed points in time, and there are certain times that they can break.
Right.
And I'm thinking...
So we're going with Doctor Who rules.
Well, I mean, either that or The Flash, and I'd rather go with Doctor Who.
Speaking of behind the scenes things, I know you're reading up on Doctor Who stuff, so...
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But I think that the moment that Ruby captures Fitzsimmons, we're just going to jump all over the place.
Yeah, yeah.
At the end, Ruby captures Fitzsimmons
Mm-hmm.
and basically threatens to kill Simmons if Fitz does not fix the component that he destroyed, so that they won't use the machine that will potentially turn her to destroy her worlds.
And finally, we get a scene with Dove Cameron where I believe she would do it.
I believe Dove Cameron the whole episode, really. So she's listening to us.
This has definitely been her strongest episode as being a protagonist.
Yes.
I still won't call her a bad guy. I'm still not that far yet, but when she had the razor's edge to Simmons' neck, it was like, I believe she'll do this.
That's the thing. I believe she will. And
I'm almost convinced she'll do it either way.
that's also true.
Yeah.
Because the one break that they need to do is to let Coulson die. because Yo-Yo told her past selves, and she heard it from her future selves, that will be the cause. If you don't do that, you're just going to keep doing this.
Right, yeah.
But that's assuming that's all she saw. So I'm thinking, I don't think they can fix this without you. But it's going to cost you Simmons.
Right.
And I think this is a flexible point in time.
Yeah.
Things can be totally fixed, i.e. or not repeated, but it's going to cost you a very pretty penny.
Well, I like that Fitz is kind of, coming, because before he was very, this is what's going to happen, there's no changing time whatsoever. And now he's like, maybe I spoke too soon there.
Yes. But I do feel like the last thing he said, when Strucker and Ruby has Simmons captured, was that he's going back to the way he thinks that this is meant to be.
Right.
Because he knows that he is not going to do anything to let Gemma die.
Right.
So, in essence, he's like, okay, I had a good plan of destroying the component, but I'm going to do this. You're not going to die, but unfortunately, they're going to get what they want.
Yeah. And I mean, when, I don't know about you, but of course, after each episode, I watch the trailer. So we know that he does end up fixing it.
Yes.
The next week's trailer already gave that away.
But I think, but I think the conundrum that Simmons has put in is a very good one. Yeah. Because we watch it, of course, and we say it all the time, with an omniscient point of view. So I'm already thinking ahead. I was like, oh my god, if you don't fix this, this could change everything. Yeah. Yeah. But unfortunately, literally everything.
Yeah, and you're gonna fix it.
Yeah. So you're gonna fix it.
Yeah. But of course, we don't know from the preview if Ruby really keeps her word about not killing her
that's also
for
true.
that. So.
But I think once
I like how they leave things open like that. I mean, I'm sure she'll make it, but
I'm gonna keep thinking once he fixes it, she gets in the machine, then we're back on schedule. So we're back into the can't die mode.
Right. Yeah.
But that moment right there was one of those. I'm gonna quote David. One of those wibbly wobbly timey wimey thingies.
Nice. Yeah. Because each time something like that happens, just because she didn't drink the acid, just because she didn't get shot, and then her gun jammed and she didn't get shot again.
And the robots happen to all deactivate.
A lot of this stuff, besides drinking the acid, is stuff that's happened her entire S.H.I.E.L.D. career, and she didn't think she was immortal before. Yeah. So now all of a sudden her head's putting a different spin on it that it shouldn't. Yeah. And she's taking risks that regular Simmons would not.
Exactly. But that's really, that sums up that story arc, that plot line for me. So, and what I really like, lately, maybe it's the notion that they potentially could be not coming back. Yeah. So none of these other storylines feel like B-C type plots. Right. They feel very, very important.
Everything's important.
They're just, they just happen to not be with each other, but they're very vital.
Instead of ABC, we have like A1, B1, or A1, A2, stuff like that. So, So it's like you have to pay attention to each thing, which again makes it hard to tweet.
You do.
Even Deke scenes, because Deke, he's starting to fits up.
Yes.
Or man up, as we used to call it.
Yes.
We're seeing. I mean, he still has that newness to him of being in this new time and all that.
Yes.
But he has gotten accustomed to it, and he's starting to speak his mind and stand up for himself and what he wants to do and what he believes needs to be done, even if that means standing up to Daisy.
Yes. And getting shot.
Yes. And when that happened, Mrs. Beard looked at the TV and she goes, "He can't die." And I was like, he could.
He can.
Yeah. There's nothing. I mean.
Well, if we've said this before, if they break the loop, something's going to happen to that Deke.
Yeah.
We don't know what.
Yeah.
Something's going to...
We don't expect to have Deke forever.
Which is sad.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Something's going to happen to Deke. We don't know what. I don't want to make any predictions, but...
Right.
With the fictional time travel that, we watched in our lives, we know enough to go, well, you were born because of this terrible thing.
Right.
If the terrible thing doesn't happen.
You don't happen.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's TV time travel logic.
Right. And there could be something that happens to you before that, because when he was, when other characters get injured or shot or whatever, it's like, okay, they're probably going to make it. When he got shot, it's like, I'm not sure if he's making it back to the base at all.
Yeah.
So when they were...
Because as long as, because Fitzsimmons needs to live for him to exist.
Right.
He is he's the next line of them.
Yeah.
Something can happen to him.
Yeah, because he doesn't, as far as we know, he doesn't have to exist for them to exist.
That's true.
Yeah.
They're doing their job by surviving, and that's evident by he's still standing there.
Yeah. Yeah, because we have no idea about, like, future,
Deke.
Yeah.
We don't know the Deke line.
We don't know the Deke line, yeah. I do like that Mac and... she's only recently had a name. Piper, yeah. Basically Google how to save someone's life.
Oh my God.
He's like, I don't mind blood and I have a steady hand. It's like, that's not qualification for a surgeon.
I was so uncomfortable in that. I was like, oh my God.
I forgot I was watching ABC a few times.
And like when he was hemorrhaging, while they were operating, and he just shoves his hand in him. I was like
almost elbow deep.
I was like,
how is there enough room for this?
And how is that going to stop bleeding?
Right.
But thankfully it's TV.
Right, yeah. But I mean, they I'm guessing they used a lot of practical effects in there because that was a very realistic looking scene.
Oh, I think ever since season 1, the operating scenes, especially gunshot operating scenes, I think that's all been pretty practical.
Okay.
Since the beginning.
Yeah, because sometimes, I mean, while on a whole, the graphics are really good.
Yes.
When they did the skydiving thing, it kind of took me out of it for a minute.
Hey, jumping out of the sky,
it's like
rigging up a blood thing and a fake arm.
Yeah, I mean, there's a big difference. It's like you couldn't hire like some stunt doubles to jump out of a real plane, though. They're like
the old days.
Yeah, like the old days. No, but so that one I was more comfortable in than the operating scene where I did have to look away a couple times. Like, this is getting a little too real.
I don't know if it's because I had to look away. I don't think it was a squeamish blood thing. It was like, oh my God, there is nobody in here that could help them.
Right.
She's literally reading it off the tablet.
Yeah. Yep. So it's like, Siri, how do we save this person's life? And then it's like, okay, and she was doing like step 1, step 2. It's like, I don't want to. If I'm the one on the table, I don't want to hear that.
Yep.
But we get Deke back.
Yes, Deke is back.
We get drugged Deke.
Oh
my. Who loves Quake.
Yeah.
He loves Daisy.
He wants to put his mouth on her mouth and move it around.
But as long as she says that's okay.
Because that would just be the best.
Yeah. But she like me. And I love when they dope him up something like that, because I mean Mac's just like pressing the morphine thing, like, and he goes, my brain's dropping. It's like, this is, I mean, I want to see him in more comedies.
And then a classic comedy moment. Guess who comes in right after that?
Yeah, the one he professed his love to.
And she's like, something happened? They're just like, no.
Because, and the thing about Mac's actor.
Yeah. Henry Simmons.
Yes, Henry Simmons. He emotes so well. Honestly, every scene he is ever in, I believe that he is feeling what his character should be feeling.
Once they stopped making his character kind of a mystery, which remember that was kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Way back when.
Well, I mean, look at season 2.
Yeah.
He literally just showed up. You're just like, who are you? And
obviously the muscle.
Yeah, but okay, this guy's driving the cars. Don't know why they just couldn't just get Trip to do that. So once we got past that whole thing, oh yeah, he's just been such a joy to watch. Yeah, such a joy.
But like when Daisy walks in, he says, you didn't miss anything. He looks like genuinely like just grossed out by the whole scene there. Just like, yeah, you don't want to hear what I just heard. The other standout actor in this one, I'm going back to Talbot.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Adrian Pasdar is just wonderful.
Yeah, he is just showing all of his acting chops in this season. I'm glad we got him back. I'm hoping if we see him in some more Supergirl, that they take notes and actually use him to his full ability.
I don't think the character. I don't think that character Morgan Edge isn't.
But would you have expected to see original Talbot like we do now?
What do you mean?
Like when we first met Talbot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Would you expect what we're seeing now from him, from that guy? Because I didn't care for him that much way back then. I mean, he had a good mustache.
I think that was the point.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't even really like if I would have seen him in other stuff. If you would have told me back when we were first introduced to him that he was also going to be in Supergirl, I would have been like, okay, why are you going to ruin my show? Where now it's like I want to see him in things.
Good point. I wouldn't say that I thought that was going to happen.
Yeah.
I honestly couldn't tell you what I really thought when they introduced the character. I just remember it was a big deal that they were bringing. Again, first season, they were really making sure to bring in established comic book characters.
Yes.
So they're like, hey, you know this guy. He was portrayed in one movie, and he's in the comics.
Yeah.
We're bringing him to the show. So it's like, okay, cool.
Right.
I couldn't tell you that I predicted this at the end, but I was always glad that he was around.
Right.
You know, but I think that's the thing with any show with recurring characters. You know, I like they find ways to bring characters that they consciously put in. Yeah. And bring them back. Hence why I was so happy Deathlock came back. It's like, you dedicated a whole season to this guy.
and then he vanished.
Yeah. He vanished.
Yeah. But now we know why.
Now we know why, and that's fine. I just in general like when they bring characters back. Yeah. So I couldn't predict this exact thing they're doing with Adrian Pasdara's character. Yeah. But I was hopeful that they do something.
And then to kind of fast forward through the episode, his story. So at the end, all he wants to do is talk to his wife and son.
Which as a father,
yeah, no, I mean,
you can totally.
I was mad at Quake for telling them no, you need to secure lives. Like no, you Daisy Quake Johnson, whatever. You go and you find this man a phone. You know, go to get one of those disposable phones from Walmart or something, and get this man. And get this man on the phone to his wife and son, because when he left the last time he had spoken to them, it did not end well. And in case anything does happen to him, he needs to be on a better note. So he finally talks to his wife, and when he first started talking, before she even spoke, I thought, nice, I thought that he was going to be talking to Hell or somebody like that. Yeah. But then when it shows he's actually talking to his wife, I was like, all right, good, we're keeping a good Talbot. And then she starts reading off the script. And
once she, again, callbacks to previous seasons. Once she started really talking about word compliance, I was like, oh, that's how they. I kind of felt like I felt like a little noob because of everything going on. Well, you know, when he said they broke him, right? I was like, oh man, what did they do? Yeah, I was like, duh.
They broke him. They broke him down.
Of course, that's how they did. Of course. Duh.
But I was still hopeful because, you know, he's saying that he's ready to comply and all that. And I was like, oh no, just regular. Oh no. And then they show the preview for next week. Yes. And I'm like, oh no.
But that would be the main thing when you ask, you know, what I think of this episode. First thing I thought was, you know, they keep finding ways to surprise us. Right. And I did not expect the end at all.
Nope.
At all.
Nope. I was like, you already have enough bad guys, protagonists, villains, whatever. You don't need to, you know, open up your sleeper cell and get him started. So no, I was very happy about that surprise. Yeah. I figured by the elbow.
Oh, good.
No, but so all in all, it was a very awesome episode. Yeah. I was trying to think of a more poetic way, a better way of putting it.
What did you think of your boy Zach McGowan?
Oh, it's always I like seeing him in anything. I like that when he's fighting Yo-Yo, that he basically says, it doesn't matter, and I'm very paraphrasing here, it doesn't matter if you kill me.
Yeah.
I've died before, I'll come back. And it's like, he's right.
And also, don't forget he said, oh, and by the way, I don't feel pain.
Right.
You do.
Yeah. And she still gets him right in the chest, and it's like, oh yeah, you are a robot. Throwing you out the window.
Yep.
Yeah.
I also like ways they explain why they save money and don't use certain special effects.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we're not going to poo-poo certain shows here.
Right.
But, for the longest time, we didn't see any quaking. Oh, inhibitor.
Yeah.
Inhibitor.
But they made sense for the show.
It made sense.
Yeah.
You're like, oh my goodness, they need to get this inhibitor out because she is powerless without it.
And then they got it out and we're like, no, you didn't have to show us that.
Yes. With Yo-Yo, when she did finally use her powers with her new arms,
it did not go well.
Science prevailed.
Yeah. And I like how Fitz told her kind of nonchalantly, oh yeah, the arms aren't meant to go that fast.
Yeah.
It's like, you couldn't have told her that like any time before.
Yep.
Like, hey, watch out using your powers.
But that saved them some money to make a good fight sequence.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
So I just really appreciate how they find ways to coherently explain why these powered people, which they have two on the team, can't use their powers.
Right. Yeah.
It's just nice.
It is.
Instead of a cheap cop-out way.
Right. Or instead of just not using the powers at all and never tell us, why they're not doing it. It's like, no, it's, S.H.I.E.L.D. does it upright.
Yep.
So any predictions for next week besides it being the Talbot episode?
Well, I read the synopsis for the episode airing the day Infinity War comes out. Before this episode, obviously. Yeah. So when I saw the cast list, I was like, well, what's going to be the opposing force? Because they're certainly not going to go out there and potentially fight the Infinity War. Right. They don't have the money. No. No matter how much money they spend on not quaking or not super yo-yoing. Right. They're not going to walk out there and see the Black Order. Yeah. Or whatever the aliens that they're fighting in Wakanda. So I'm like, okay, so we don't have Ruby in the episode. We don't have Pam in the episode. Yeah. From the cast list, I don't see any bad guys. Well, never mind. Yeah. Because, again, like I said, Talbot is in the episode. Yeah. So there's...
And I think that'll be the capital A plot the entire time.
There's your opposing force while this outside force is happening.
Do you think they'll be able to subdue him, though, or do you think they're going to have to take him out?
Oh, my God.
Yeah. I think about the big stuff there.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, they don't know if they're coming back. And, each season has had something pretty shocking happen to their people. Yeah. And it almost happened anyway to him anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, he's almost died enough times, so,
He has almost died. Yeah. Off the top of my head, it would be kind of poetic if Daisy had to do it. Yeah. Since the L&D Daisy almost killed him in the first place. Oh, boy.
Because that'll be the one that he doesn't try to defend himself against, maybe.
We'll see.
I think that if they do it, though, it'll be a blaze of glory sort of thing. It's not going to... He's not going to just poof out. It's going to be a big deal.
But we don't know.
No. But either way, we're looking forward to it. And
maybe that's why they haven't released the synopsis for the next episode after that.
Might be, yeah.
Because I'm thinking, well, what harm? Why can't you just put it out? Yeah. I mean, we don't know anything is going to happen in Infinity War episode anyway. So I thought.
Yeah, I guess you can only be so vague and still write something. Yes. Without literally putting stuff happens. Yes. Yeah. So I think that about wraps up this episode. We're going to get ready to do our arm wrestling challenge as promised. And stay tuned for that. And everybody else, we'll see you next week. Welcome to the special video segment of TeeVo and the Beard.
Hi, I'm TeeVo. This is the Beard. Yes. This is Arm Wrestle Challenge.
This is the Arm Wrestling Challenge. Again, you can go to wish.org/challenge to find out more information. Before we start, I'm going to go ahead and put out the challenge to our podcast brothers at Blame Your Brother. So there's 3 of them. So what I think they should do is David and Lee, Lee and John should arm wrestle first, and then David gets the winner. And then, of course, all three of you can donate to make a wish, as we are going to do after this. So.
I was invoking Jackass.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, with the introduction.
Are you ready to see how this lands?
We should trajectory first.
Okay, yeah. So you're going to land there, I'll land there-ish. All right.
I just want to say I project to lose because
there's more of me than there is of him.
Look at the size difference.
Yeah, it's, hey, size doesn't matter though, who knows. So, are you ready?
Yeah.
Set, go. Jeez, was not expecting this.
This is bad because the only thing I can do is just not let you pin me.
Right.
But I can't. I have no force to actually to pin you.
So it's not that you're winning, you're just not losing.
Yep.
And now we put the challenge up to you guys.
Yes.
See you next week.